So today's video, and I'm exhaling quite a bit, is trying to get the MetaHumans project that's in 4.26 that just got released to work with the UnrealEnginePython plugin. So I just went through the process of trying to get this thing to work, and I'm making this video so I can remember what the hell it was I did. So most of you may or may not have seen this yet from Unreal, but they dropped this project. Here you go.
I am a MetaHuman, the next generation of digital human powered by Unreal Engine.
So my previous video, you've seen me working with the 4.25, integrating 4.25 Unreal with the ESCO head model and Unreal Python. So Unreal Python plugin. This is different from running Python in the editor that Unreal supports. Unreal doesn't support Python in the runtime, so you'll have to watch the other videos to try to wrap your head around this. But the people that have been following me, this is going to be a more in-depth version of how to get the Unreal Python plugin compiled and working in Unreal 4.26. Turns out that this is why some of the people have stopped supporting the Unreal Python plugin, is because Unreal Engine itself are constantly changing their effing APIs. And but again, I found a guy that ported to 4.25. So lo and behold, 4.26 has some changes as well, but I got it to compile. So this is going to be kind of advanced, and if you don't know enough about C, C++, then you're more than willing to watch. But anyway, the first thing you're going to want to do, and I'm going to have a link to this, I actually forked the gentleman's branch who did the initial work from 4.24 to 4.25. And maybe I'll go into a little bit of detail of how to get the source code. But I'm going to work off of my GitHub. Now it looks like the 4.25 guy isn't going to keep trudging along with this. So let's just say you went to my GitHub and you downloaded the master branch, and what you're going to see is the actual source code to the Unreal Engine Python. And this is not my source code. This is the tab 20 guy's source code, but they've kind of given up on embedded or using Python in the game engine, but I'm going to try to do my best to keep going. So let's just say you pulled that source code down. What you're going to do is obviously unzip it, and then you're going to come into your your Unreal project that's 4.25 or 4.26, and integrate it. So the first thing you have to do is create a plugins folder, and then you're going to rename this Unreal Engine Python master. You're going to copy it over here to Unreal Engine Python. And part of this video is going to be for myself so I can remember how to do this. As soon as you do that, when you try to run the or any kind of Unreal project, it'll see that plugins and it'll try to compile it, and it can't compile it. So what you do is you create a C++ version of your Unreal projects, and then a real easy way to do that is to open the project and then wait for it. And it doesn't have to be MetaHuman. That doesn't matter, but I want to integrate my stuff with MetaHuman, so that's why I'm going through this episode. So let's just say you pull open a 4.25 project. This happens to be 4.26. Don't get confused. And then what you do is you go File, and then you create a new C++ class. And you just select None, you hit Next, and it will literally download all of the Unreal source code to your machine. Now, you should already have Visual Studio 2017 or 2019 installed. You should already kind of know how to compile things. I would try to create another Unreal project and then just create a blank C++ class and make sure you can compile things before you do anything else. And what will happen is it will create a solution for you. Then you pull your solution open, and it'll start parsing all the Unreal code, and it'll basically take a couple of minutes. Forget the fact that we're looking at these Unreal, Python classes right here. But then when that happens, when you created your little class and it downloaded the source code and it created the solution, and then you click on the solution and just forget about what you're looking at right now, you can literally hit local Windows debugger, and it will load, it will compile and execute your Unreal newly compiled environment. So let's say you're going to try to follow along with me and you've already done that. In 4.25, the source code that you should be able to get from my GitHub should just work. But this is 4.26, and guess what? They changed some stuff, so it wouldn't compile. But anyway, if you were to hit local Windows, it's no different than if you actually loaded the Unreal project. It'll just come up after Visual Studio. So once that compiles your C++ empty class, now you're ready to go on to the next step. So the next step is obviously going to be move this source code and also change this name over to plugins, and then copy it, Unreal Engine. Now, you have to have Python. It's a weird thing. This is the embedded version of Python, and there's also an unembedded, non-embedded version. I haven't gone that far yet to just build a project that uses whatever version of Python I have installed on my machine. But this happens to be the embedded version. So what that means is you have to go and download the binaries for Python. But we'll get to that in a minute. So first thing we got to do is build the Unreal Python plugin. That's what we're doing now. So uh, what I had to do is I had to go in this folder, and then I had to go into source, and then I had to go in the Unreal Engine, and then you right click and you edit that CS file. So you have to change this line to wherever your Python is installed, not the embedded version that you downloaded. You have to have Python 3.6 or 3.7 already. So you change this one line to wherever that path is, and you might be able to play around with this. Yeah, see this, he has some Windows known paths, things like that, which are probably out of date. Maybe you could change that. Anyway, I just hard coded this thing, so that will immediately set up your environment. So when Unreal tries to compile everything, the game engine, the editor, and everything, it will also pick up the Unreal Engine Python module as well, and it will try to compile that. So now you get in here, and you've already copied the files over. You edited the CS file. Then you should be able to run this thing, and there you go. So it compiled it. Now it takes longer. I've already pre-compiled it, and then I had some errors. So if you're with me so far, this is our compiled version of Unreal 4.26. And then it's going to come up, and this is a big project. I would strongly suggest using an empty project that's 4.26. Okay, so that worked. We kill that, and you notice, see how the IDE, and then we kill that. Okay, boom. So when I tried to do this with 4.26, I had to comment some stuff out. I don't know how to fix this right now. I don't know enough about UnrealPython plugin, but these are all UnrealPython plugin source files. I had to go over to voice capture. I'm not using the voice capture. Comment that out. I had to comment this out. I had to comment this. I don't know yet, because they're changing the function signatures, and I'll have to go through each. But there was only 5 errors. So I'm like, okay, I can do this. And as long as the code will run and it doesn't call these functions, we should be okay. And as you can see, build succeeded. Okay, so you've got the build working, you've got the component working, and if you look in binaries, Win64 got created, and you see all these Python modules. These are 4.26 modules. Okay, so that's great. We've got it compiled, but it still won't work because it has to have the embedded Python as well. So what we do is, see, this is the master. It doesn't have that, right? So I had another project that worked. See, this is a single project, but see, I didn't rebuild this one either. This is just a project that uses does it use the plugin? I don't even know what this is. But the ESCO demo that I just did, I didn't recompile anything. I just copied the plugin with these DLLs, but all this other stuff. This is the Python, right? And you notice you have the modules right here. So this is the new project, MetaHumans. the point I'm trying to get to is once you build the plugin, as long as you're the same version of the engine, you should be able to copy this folder over to a new project. And that's what I did with the Luis Unreal. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to very carefully copy these guys. Does that look about right? Really need a build system to do all this, and that was the next thing. That was another thing I was going to work on because, you know, Unreal constantly poops out new example or new versions, and it's like, man, it's I'm gonna have to do this every single time. That's why these other people kind of gave up. So I'm gonna come over here and I'm gonna say paste. And then there's all these are 4.25 modules. Yeah. And then we're going to do this. Okay. Now technically, we should be able to create a class. I'm going to come over here, and this is the regular pie chart class. Let's see, is it okay, this is just a standard. It does have 0 and Q in it. Yeah, it's got the standard stuff. Okay, so let's do the, okay, we're back over here. And what we should be able to do is you have content and scripts. Okay, and you can see that's an asset. So now what we should be able to do, kill that. We come right in and we just run the project. It knows about that plugin, the UnrealEnginePython plugin. And then what we're going to do, hopefully if it doesn't crash, is we are going to create our PyChar class.py. And I didn't have this documented. Again, I'm doing it for myself. And if you guys want to watch along. So let's do, how did we do that? Okay, you see this? You've got a Python editor now. Nothing in there. You see that? That's great. So that means the Unreal plugin is integrated. So let's see. How did I do this? Bear with me. Oh, let's see. How did I do this? Sorry. Scripts. No scripts. Yeah, see, Unreal Python content. Okay, hold on a minute. So let's do a, I'm going to go into the script. Now I'm going to go into the main content. Main folder. Okay, and let's right click and let's say new how'd I do it? Bear with me. It's a new blueprint class, but then what we do is we see all classes, and then we say we do Python component, no, that's not right. Oh, wait a minute. Cancel. Okay, we do right click, we say new blueprint class, and we're going to create a character. No, that was not right. Right click, new blueprint class. And I thought it was Python. That says Python component, but I want Py character. Select it. And we say Py character. Okay. Then right click that. Delete. You open up your Python character. There you go. Now you have your Python character, but let's just add a cube. Yeah, so we added a cube. And then what you do is, on your Python character, you say Py, come back over to here, PyChar class. You can call it anything you want. And then we say, what is that? PyChar class. This is the class in the class. We say that. This is the module. This is the class name. And then we say save it. And then let's just go through. Okay, that was in that one. I just want to see what this one is. This is a little advanced. Okay, so let's do copy. Let's go into content, scripts, paste it. There it is. Now, what we can do is we can say compile. And also you have this import. Okay, so let's create a new map. Edit. A new level, regular level, and then let's put our Py character in there. But I want to edit that guy. We'll just save it there. So we can go to Window, Python Editor. There's our class. Let's open that guy up. I don't even know if this is going to work or not. This has the 0MQ stuff in it. And we don't want to do that right now. We don't want to try to do any of this stuff. So let's just do a... Yeah, there we go. Let's do this. So we got our tick. Let's turn that off. Let's get our actor. Let's change it. This is the old stuff. And then let's do this. And technically, let's just, I just want this to work. I don't want to get too complicated with the 0MQ. And let's do this. And let's just do the save. and you'll should notice it should, yeah, you see come up here, yeah, and it says processing files, new map, go. Alright, it's not working, it's not crashing. Okay, so let's move around here. Yeah, let's move our guy over here, and then we look at the output log. Oh, it doesn't look too bad. So, oh, let's see. Go back into here. First tick. It sees it. Oh. Alright, now what's supposed to happen is this thing's supposed to rotate. But you don't see any errors. Then we come over here and we look for, look at that, begin play. Okay, so we've got a 4.26 version. I'm just double checking. Begin play, end play, tick. And then let's do a so now we're just trying to figure out why is it not doing what it's supposed to do. And this is the standard stuff. And then we save it. And then this should run. See? It's there. Okay. Alright. It's doing it. It's broken. I'll have to look at another example. Set actor rotation. Oh. Dummy. That was for the old code. There you go. So we've got embedded 4.26. We've got Python. We've got Unreal 4.26 with the Python plugin recompiled and working with a Python character. And that is something that I didn't have really a example of. And again, I can't remember all these things, but that's why I made this video. So the next thing is going to be getting the 0MQ stuff working, which I know already works. And we can even test that right now. What we're going to do is try to do the import. There's a little trick. We do that. We come back over here. It recompiles it. And then let's see if we get some errors. Doesn't look like it. Let's come back over to here. Let's get rid of the stupid this thing. Okay. Save that. So it said it did it. Okay. So let's start uncommenting some stuff. Let's get our class. Let's see if that will work. Doesn't look like it had a problem. Okay. Says it did it. So then what we do is we try to create our threads. Now this gets a little trickier. What we do is we turn that off. We turn that on. And then we let's see. Expose these. And then we save. So that says body yaw. There's the body yaw right there. And then what we have to do is then we come over to our server, and then we have to look at this and see if it's got a body yaw, which it does. And then what we have to do is see head yaw. This says head yaw. Head yaw. So let's change that. So we'll come in here, that says head yaw. We've got a head yaw in there. But then what we have to do is come back into here. We've got a head yaw. But when we read the value, we're going to rotate based off of that. Body yaw, head raw. Okay, so this is just going to be happening inside of this component for right now. But what you have to do is you got to have the server running. Okay, then you got before you hit play. Okay, no problem. Then you got to go back to this one. There you go. So we're sending these chords, and it is doing it. So we've got 4.26 running with Python plugin recompiled, so it'll work. So that is fantastic. It's also inside of this project. 0MQ is just working. That's great. So now what we can do in the next video is make more of these things, and control that lady's face. So right now, don't forget, you got to hit stop right here, or the UI will lock up. So that's a major accomplishment for today. That just makes me super happy. This new project, let's do map. Nope. Filters. Level. Man, that is so dumb that they do that. Levels. Okay, I'll have to go find the... Oh. Can you open up, please? Get rid of this. Okay. And that will pull open that other level later on. Anyway, I'm rambling. Man, that was a tough one today, but I was like, I've got to get this working. So the next thing that'll happen is if they change the version, this might not work and have to go back into the project. But I'm willing to do this work. If there's any C++ guys, hardcore Unreal C++ guys that understand this stuff as well, give me a shout because I really want to keep this project going. 4.26 has some, obviously, this MetaHuman, but it's got some control rig stuff that's unbelievable. And, you know, I want this stuff to work with embedded, game embedded Python. So, anyway, if you watched this far, you are awesome. Do your regular thumbs up and subscribe. I don't do a lot of this work. There a lot of content. It's usually I try to do something once a month because I've got a whole bunch of other projects I'm working on. But this MetaHuman thing is just unbelievable, and I got to control this thing somehow, some way. All right, thanks for watching.